Adam with Shooting Shit TV coming at you with a new episode. Yeah, you're looking at it and saying, oh, that's just another AR, how boring, with a can on it. By the way, that's the Liberty Precision Machine Anthem S2 30 cal can, and that is mounted on a clone T91, Taiwanese T91. What this upper really is the Wolf A1 T91 upper. Comes in 16-inch, 12.5, and I think they may have a longer version. I don't know, but they're available online. You could still buy them to this day. But a little history on the T91. The reason why it's so special is because this is actually a piston operated AR-15, which means if a AR-15 and an AK-47 made a baby in NATO territory, you would get the T91, the Taiwanese T91. And well, and I know you're going to make comments right now and say Taiwan is not in NATO. I know it's a non-NATO ally. This is rated for 5.56 which is the NATO caliber. The T91 is a mag-fed, piston-driven assault rifle. So the T91 was actually developed as the primary weapon of the Taiwanese government, Taiwanese army, and it replaced the T86 rifle, and the T86 actually replaced the T65. These are all versions and iterations of basically a similar style rifle. The Taiwanese army or military ended up on the T91. I do not have this set up exactly like the T91. This is the way I set it up. I bought the upper. I put it on my SBR lower. It has a primary arms red dot. I just put Magpul rear sight. It has a fixed front sight, which I'm not a big fan of because you can't adjust it, and there's no windage adjustment because it's actually held in by a pin. I don't know if you could see that there. There's a roll pin, so you can't actually adjust it left or right. And when I got mine, it is actually slightly off, so that's why I had to put the red dot on it. Pretty neat triangle style handguard. The only downside is that they have holes here for putting a rail or a Picatinny rail or an accessory on top, but they had nothing for the bottom, so I actually customized mine. And there is the gas block. This is the piston gas block, and that is the gas shutoff knob right there. I'm not going to go too deep into piston operated AR. The main benefit of a piston AR setup is that if you know anything about M4, M16, even the AR-15 style rifles, they get extremely hot under sustained fire, and the piston operated platform in AR-15 or M16 style, if you drop a piston in it, you'll realize that it runs cleaner and it runs much cooler, so you could definitely shoot it a lot more, especially if you had a full auto version, which I don't. And the other thing I wanted to kind of test is how the can sounds on a piston setup, because as you know, AR-15s typically are direct gas impingement. So this is going to be interesting to see if there's a difference in sound. Also, I did change another thing in this gun. I put in, now I don't know if you could see that. You see that, Aries? That does not come with it. And the reason why I changed that is the one that I had that came with this upper was kind of weird. It was not machined, it was machined really rough, and the bolt didn't have a spring behind it. Now in a DI system, that gas flows back and actuates the bolt as it goes backwards. The gas dumps in there and actually actuates the bolt in a DI system. In a piston system, the rod slams into the top of the bolt and makes that bolt carrier go back and then cycle. Typically you want a spring behind the bolt, and the one that came with it didn't. So I did have a I had a conversion kit, let's say by Aries, that I used to run as a piston upper or a piston setup, but it actually failed on me. So I had this extra bolt carrier group. This one has the spring in it. I think it's going to be more reliable. So let's get set up. Let's shoot this thing. And I got some soda set up here. I got about 3 bottles of soda. We got orange, we got Mountain Explosion, and then we got cola down there. We'll start hitting some of the steel and we'll just take it from there. Brought a few magazines out and we'll see how it goes. First, we're going to be starting off with the 55 grain 5.56 ammunition. I'm just going to go for steel this time. Go for the gong up there. Oh. There we go. Not bad. So, she's clear. Not bad with the sound. I'm not going to take the ears off because I know that shooting 5.56 223 out of a can is still not completely hearing safe. But very interesting how this cycled. I didn't really, I couldn't really tell a difference between the sound of a piston-driven upper and a DI upper or a DI setup. So the biggest benefit, like I said, is it's going to stay pretty clean. It stays much cleaner than a standard DI system. So, but I'm also happy to report this bolt carrier group worked just fine. So I think I'm going to keep the Aries in there. So let's take some more shots and we'll go for some of those cheap high fructose corn syrup delights downrange. This time I got some green tip in here. It's not really green tipped, but it is penetrator style. So that's what, 62 grain. We're going to shoot the Mountain Spew and the cola and all that stuff and see how she runs, okay? All right, let's start off with the Mountain Spew. It's right on top of that tree stump right there. All right, here we go. Nice. And we're gonna go for the orange, just orange, that's what they call it. It went right through the bottle and hit that little cylinder up there that I did in the last video, so that's cool. All right, let me transition slightly and you guys can see the cola go up. Nice. I love shooting high fructose corn syrup delights. That's totally cool. Here we go. Whew. It's pretty gassy. I should have wore goggles or glasses. All right. Move and get the cylinder right here. Hear that? Woo. We're empty. Look at that thing smoking. It's real hot. So even though the rifle itself, handguard and everything will just be slightly warm with a piston setup, the suppressor still will get super hot. And I'm sure this gas block is pretty hot too. You can see it steaming, but everything else is just a little bit above room temperature. You know, it would be very hot in a standard DI system. So very, very cool. It's running great. And I really like this. I really like this setup a lot. All right, let's check out the damage here. I put this back up, but it exploded. There's just a little bit of Mountain Spew left. Give the can a chance to cool off and look at some of the damage here. Oh, look at that. Look at that hole. Little tiny hole and big explosion out the back. Crazy. And here's the orange Look at that huge hole. It hit there, it exploded out the back, and that was what's cool about that one is I heard it hit the cylinder up here. Oh, check that out. That has to be from the bullet from the orange soda, because it's basically keyholing at that point. But that's still a good sized dent, and that's the one I hit, the fresh one right here. Wow, look at that big bulge out the back. That's what she said. And this is new, and this is new, so those green tips are definitely taking a nice hit. I think this might have, no, they're probably all green tip, who knows. Yeah, there's some nice dents there. These are new. The ones with a little bit of rust on are old. And this is fine. This is AR 500 steel, and just some marks on that one. No issue there. Not worth going up to see it. New. The rest of them are old because you can see they're a little corroded. I want to see how it sounds without at least one ear pro in, so I took out one side. These green tip or these 5.56 62 grain penetrators, they're really making some nice pock marks on my mild steel targets. So all right, let's take a couple shots here. You'll get my point of view, hopefully. And we'll do one ear, one shot to see how it is. All right. Not terrible. Again, it's like shooting a 22 LR without any ear pro on. All right, here's a couple shots. Let's finish off this mag and call it a day. Damn, you could probably cook bacon on this thing. Alright guys, again, thank you for watching Shootin' Shit TV. I am Adam, your host, coming at you with a new, well, not a new platform, but new to you guys. This is kind of like a showcase. I am happy with the way this is set up, and we're going to keep it at that. There's not much more I could say. The Wolf A1 T91 clone uppers are still available. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly who makes them. Wolf was a Russian manufacturer, and everybody knows Wolf ammunition, and I believe it's made by the same folks, but I am not exactly sure. But that's why we have Google, and you guys can go on there. But if you want a pretty affordable upper that's piston driven, this is your answer. But this is legit. This is definitely a nice setup, and if you really want to, if you're a hobbyist and love to design or make guns up to the original platforms, like the way they look with the furniture and everything, this is right up your alley, because this is definitely a decent clone upper of the available Taiwanese Army's T91. So take a look online and check it out. You know, will come without that forward assist and all that cool stuff. So very nice, very nice. So again, thank you guys for watching Shootin' Shit TV. Like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you on the next video.